I'm going to show you how to rewrite the loop that runs your entire life. You see, there is a loop that runs your entire life. It decided what you eat this morning. It decided the thought patterns that you woke up to, the same habits and same thoughts that you thought the day before. It decided how you talk to other people. It decided how you talk to yourself. It even decided how much money is sitting in your account right now. And the crazy part is almost nobody can see this. Most of the time, not even you. But once you see it, once you zoom out and see the bigger picture, you can control it. You can modify it. And let me show you exactly how. So there's actually 4 different parts to this, not 3. The circle that feeds itself. It actually kind of reminds me of the ancient Egyptian symbol, the Ouroboros, where the snake is eating itself. And let me tell you why, because it's a never-ending pattern, it's a never-ending cycle unless you learn how to break it. So it starts here with the mental model, it goes here to behavior, then it comes down to result, and there's a 4th section called reinforcement. And we'll talk about that. And then it starts again, and it just keeps looping. So let me walk you through each one because the order matters more than you think. The first section, the mental model. This entire cycle starts with the mental model first. This is the picture of how you hold yourself to. How do you operate? How does the world operate? What is the construct? What is the structure? And then of course this is mental, so it's all in the mind, right? One of the Hermetic principles, and then the model, a system, a setup. Let's say you say that you're not a disciplined person. Or let's say you have this belief that money is hard to keep. But let's say you never said these words out loud. It's not something that you voice out loud. The crazy thing is you don't have to. The mental model is what's underneath. You may not be saying these things, but these are subconscious thoughts. This is how you're programmed. The model runs below everything, kind of like an operating system. If you guys follow me for my business content, I use that term a lot. The operating system. Your mental model is your subconscious operating system. So now let's go over to the next circle, which is the behavior. Your mental model drives your behavior. Now this is the part that everyone obsesses over. You see this a lot on social media, right? The habits, the routine, the discipline, all that kind of stuff. But notice the direction of the arrow. Behavior in this example does not come first. We talked about mental models first. This comes and flows from the model that you have constructed. The model that you follow, that you subconsciously follow, the behavior comes from that. So before the behavior even gets started, the mental construct is what constitutes the behavior. A lot of people try to fix the behavior without ever fixing the mental model, right? Without fixing the subconscious, the spirit, the mental, the emotions, they fix the action. This is the problem. So by default, that's why people relapse. That's why they go back to their old behaviors, because their mental model is what's messed up. So think about it. A man who thinks he's undisciplined will always operate like an undisciplined man, because that's the mental model, right? No matter what he does, he won't be able to keep that disciplined frame and that behavior for a long time, because the model is what's keeping him undisciplined. Someone that wastes money, someone that can't hold a lot of income, or they can't hold a lot of wealth because their model is they can't hold wealth. This is the subconscious. I would say this is more conscious behavior, right? The physical. Now that you got that example from behavior, now let's go to the next one, the result. Now behaviors directly produce results. Now you can apply this to anything. The body you have. You go to the gym, you get the result of a fit body. And I'm going to relate it back to mental models in a second, but let's continue these examples. The quality of your relationships stem from this. It's not the result. People are getting mad trying to change the result. You can't change the result. You got to change the behavior. And before you change the behavior, you got to change the mental model. The result is just the physical representation, the physical manifestation, the visible output of everything upstream. This is upstream. So before you get to the result and you're figuring out how to change the result, you got to look into the behaviors. Now let's get to probably the most important part of this flowchart, the reinforcement. And here is the part that traps everybody. The result loops back and reinforces the mental model. I'll give you an example. You believe you were undisciplined. So no matter how much you try to change the behavior because you didn't change the mental model, eventually you ended up with the same results, because your original mental model is being reinforced. This is the key right here. You got whatever you just did got reinforced. This entire loop got reinforced. And that's why you started from scratch again. You believed you were undisciplined. You did undisciplined things. You got undisciplined results, which force you to repeat the pattern again. And then you said to yourself, see, I knew it. I wasn't disciplined. I can't handle that. And boom, the snake eats itself. And the loop closes. And every time it spins and you loop again, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And this is why a lot of people's life feels locked. They feel stuck in the matrix because the loop is getting stronger. The hold of the old frequency is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Think about it. You're not lazy. You know you're not lazy, but you're stuck in the loop. And you keep getting caught in the loop because it keeps proving itself right, hence repeating the loop and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So how do we fix that, you ask? Great question. Most people try to break this loop at the wrong point. So before we continue, where do you think you break the loop? Here, 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 or even here? Where do you think you do it? Now, I don't know what you answered, but I want you to listen to this explanation. Most people break the loop right here on the behavior. Think about it. Naturally, it makes sense. Logically makes sense. And that's part of the problem that we have as men and as people. We think with this. We don't think with the heart or the gut. There's two other brains in the body. It's a whole nother video I'll talk about. But most people try to fix the pattern here. They attack the behavior. They have a new routine on Monday. They have a new set of affirmations. They journal intensely. And it might work for a week. That's the crazy part. It might work until it doesn't. It might work for a little bit until it doesn't, until you relapse and the loop gets stronger because the old model is pulling them back. This is the old model. This is the most important piece of this puzzle. You can outbehave, you can outwork, but you cannot outbelieve. The subconscious mind is that powerful. And we'll do another video on the subconscious mind, but the subconscious mind is so powerful. And the people that don't attack the behavior, they chase the results. They change the results. This is the second most attacked category, the results. They hit the number. They go to the gym and they attack the body. They get another win. They make another call. They make another sale, right? But they still eventually relapse. They feel like the same person and it usually gets worse. And they do it for a little bit. These are temporary. These are Band-Aid fixes, guys. These are both Band-Aid fixes and I've been there. Trust me, I've been focused on both of these categories. And you always end up relapsing to the original mental model. And that's because we never changed the underlying mental model. We never focused on the root cause. We never focused on the solution. We never focused on healing. We never focused on reprogramming, unlearning everything that we learned from our past, from our history, from our culture, from our religion, from our school, from our parents, and we kept this going. You can't change step 2 and 3. You got to change step 1. You got to change the source. So where is the ultimate leverage point? Leads us to this, the mental model. Now guys, this is the oldest hermetic principle, right? As within, so without. As above, so below. The inner picture creates the outer life. The subconscious dictates the conscious. Changing the original mental model changes the assumption you have about yourself, which leads you to a new set of behaviors, which will lead you to a new set of results. Hence, breaking the pattern and creating a whole different reality and breaking the timeline and having a paradigm shift and creating a new set of habits, a new set of thoughts, a new set of patterns, which create a new set of results. Because you breaking the pattern reinforced the new reality that you wanted to create. Then discipline becomes easy. Imagine fighting through calling yourself an unhealthy person, calling yourself a broke person, calling yourself a stupid person, as opposed to creating new thought patterns. You're like, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I just go to the gym now, I eat clean now, I lift, I run, I box, I fight, I do whatever it takes. Same thing with business. Instead of saying, oh, I'd rather watch Netflix, hey, I read now. I read a few books. I get on the computer, on my laptop. I have the laptop lifestyle. I create. I get in content mode. I'm not afraid to post. I'm not afraid to network and introduce myself to a group of strangers. Imagine these new mental models you create. You're recreating your identity. You're recreating your habits. You're recreating your thoughts, which will recreate your habits and your results. And with that step, now you're just a new person. Now you're a person that is disciplined. Now you're a person that is creative. Now you're a person that is wealthy and does wealthy things and does things that wealthy people do. So the most important piece of work you can do is to install new mental models. So here's a quick 3-step method. 2, 3. Let's go with step number 1. Identify the model that's no longer working for you. First step is to identify. Look at the result that you're not getting, the result you want but you're not getting. Look at the behavior leading up to the result and identify the mental model creating that behavior that's leading to the result you don't want. Now ask yourself this question: what do I believe about myself that's causing me to repeat this behavior which is leading to the same result? How am I expressing myself? What am I believing about myself? What identity have I created? Are you saying I'm not a disciplined person, I'm not a wealthy person, I'm not a happy person? What are you saying? Find that limiting belief. Step number 2, rewrite the new belief. Okay? I've been typing since I was freaking 8 years old. Handwriting's not the best, something I gotta work on. Do a lot of things very neatly. Handwriting is not one of them. Okay. Rewrite the belief. Create a new mental model and choose deliberately. Not a goal, Not an identity that you can take on for a little bit, not an alter ego, not a generic, I want to get in shape, nothing like that. Rewrite the goal. I am the kind of man that trains MMA. I am the fittest version of myself. I am a multi-millionaire. I have multiple businesses and I'm good with money. Rewrite the entire belief. And pro tip, write it in the present tense. This is very important. Write it in the present tense. Write it as if you've already been doing it and you're doing it right now. This is important. That's why Bob Proctor in all of his teachings, right? He says, I'm so happy and grateful now that. It's in the present tense. And that means you're not lying. You're rewriting the code. You're rewriting the operational system, right? You're reprogramming your mind. You're unlearning and relearning with a new positive reinforcement. As we saw on the chart, the positive reinforcement mindset, skill set. And step number 3, and most people skip this step, okay? It's focus on what works. This part is very important. Focus on what works. As you do these two, take one small piece of evidence, a little bit of progress that you made, a little bit of knowledge that you gained. You showed up to the gym, you ate a little bit cleaner, that one little piece of progress. Now, we'll do a completely separate videos on how to break addictions and completely reprogram the subconscious mind. There is a way to do that. I do believe there's ways to do that. But this is a step to reprogram a belief, reprogram a habit, reprogram a result that's been taking years to break. This is the 3 steps to do it, okay? So focus on what works. Expand on what works, right? They say wherever attention goes, energy flows, right? So focus on what works. Put your eggs in that basket. Make sure you're putting energy and effort into expanding what's working, not focusing on what's not working. And guys, trust me, I've been there. I've been so negative and in my head that I'm always like pointing out things that are negative and I end up becoming a victim. And we don't want to do that. We want to be creators and co-creators with God. So how do we do that? Focus on what works, being grateful for what you have, the progress that you make, expanding on that progress. Because now the loop is running in your favor. You changed the identity, you rewrote the belief, and now you had a little bit of success. Remember I told you the loop gets stronger, right? The loop gets stronger, and this is how you make it stronger. You did a little result, then you got a little bit more results, then you got a little bit more results. Now the results are obvious. And then you have crazy results. Then you have massive results. And then everything you do is Midas touch and it turns to gold. And this is you spinning that loop on purpose. So guys, the next time you feel stuck, any single habit, now guys, I want you to think about 3 or 4 habits right now. Think about 3 habits right now that are not benefiting you. This could be anything. This could be procrastination, laziness. This could be addiction. This could be wasting time with the wrong people, wasting time on the wrong business ventures, doing the wrong things with your free time. Having even free time. I don't believe in having free time. Even downtime should be used to rest, to get back into creation. But I don't believe in just chilling and wasting time and doing nothing, right? I don't believe in that. So the next time a pattern comes up, you don't like the result, and you've assessed the behavior, make sure you're addressing the mental model. Make sure what's going on up here is not creating the behavior and the negative pattern and the result, right? And if that happens, it's okay. Don't panic, because now you got the solution, how to rewrite your program, how to break the loop. And all you gotta do is go up one level. One small piece of progress, one brick laid, one step climbed, one foundation created. That's it, one step. Because once you become the observer and you zoom out, you just understand it's just stuck in a loop. That's all it is. And once you change that step 1, the first input, the mental model, everything changes. I guarantee everything will change. And guys, if you're new here, my name is Ali the Alchemist. I'm a best-selling author, a serial entrepreneur who created 3 7-figure businesses. In 2021, I made $3.5 million in a single day. I ended up retiring and traveling the world, and now I teach people how to max their stats using esoteric systems like alchemy. So guys, if this opened up something for you, sit with it. Observe yourself. Become the observer and watch your own loops. Watch your patterns, watch the mental models that you were programmed with. And then let's work together to reprogram the models that are running your life. So guys, when life feels stuck, don't panic over the result. Don't fight the behavior. Go up, go deeper one level. Find the mental model, the construct that sets it all up. Change that loop, break that pattern, and everything else will change. And if you want to go deeper, learn how to become the best man, become a polymath, max your stats, and learn different operating systems like alchemy. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Let's go.